investigating after a report of asbestos being found on a beach at the site of an old power station. The mayor of Burryport has now called for the beach to be cordoned off, and Mike Theodoulou joins us now. Good afternoon.
Oh, hi there, guys.
First of all, just tell us how you found out that this was there allegedly in the first place.
Well, this really is the work of some local members of our community, Tristram Evans and Jonathan Thomas, who've discovered a substantial amount of asbestos and had the sense to send some samples off to a laboratory in Bristol to be tested, and it came back positive. And they reported it, but nobody was listening. And they came to see myself and Councillor Karen Morris. Sunday, we went and visited, and I looked at the thing myself, and I was horrified.
I mean, you must be quite, you must be quite worried as well to call for it to be cordoned off. You must be deeply concerned.
I am deeply concerned because it's not a little bit of asbestos there. There's quite a lot. And when I inspected it, it was flaking, it was powdery, clearly airborne, and that makes it dangerous. And there is some local intelligence and local knowledge from people that worked at the old power station and were around when it was being decommissioned, that quite a lot of the stuff is being buried there. Coastal erosion has now exposed it. And it's not being cordoned off. Now, the council is saying it's not a lot, and we're going to inspect it, and advise people not to move it, not to touch it, assuming because it's dangerous, but are not cordoning it off. They're not securing the place. It's a height of stupidity.
The council have also said, Mr. Theodoulou, that it poses very little risk because it's wet, and therefore it's very unlikely to become airborne. When it does become dangerous, you'd take issue with that, would you?
Of course I do. It's not always wet, although the weather recently has been extremely wet. But the sun shines, it dries it out, and it is flaky. I've seen it. I've touched it with gloves on. I picked it up. I've inspected it. It is flaky and it is powdery. It is not always wet.
What would you like them to do? I mean, ultimately, you'd like them to come in and move it, would you?
Well, to be honest with you, I think this is an issue over money. It's going to cost them a fortune to clear that site because it's increasingly being eroded away and exposing more and more of the stuff that should never have been there in the first place. So it's going to cost them money, and I think they're trying to resist it because they don't want to spend money on it. Now, this is not a matter for money. This is a matter of danger to the life of our community. Okay. And I will not be silent on it.
It was good to speak to you. We got that loud and clear. Thanks very much indeed for your time. That's Mike Theodoulou, the mayor of Burryport. And our people in Ebbw Vale say they're becoming increasingly worried about the